Alright, so the following are the 10 minutes that I chose to use to represent the yoga practice that I created. I'm choosing kind of the 10 minutes in the middle. I'm not going to be showing the first kind of 5, the last kind of 5, because it's like kind of warm up and cool down type thing. So I'm going to show you what's kind of in the middle. So I'm going for my practice for when I'm in child's pose. And then I go up into tabletop, and then into plank. And I'm going to kind of bring my hands, my feet to hands, and lift my right leg into standing split. And I'm really going to bring kind of my hands as close as possible to my foot. My left foot, the foot on the ground. I'm going to hold for a few breaths. And then I'm going to lift my torso and my arms and lower my leg into warrior 3. And I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And I'm going to stand all the way up, bring my right foot to my left calf, and hold in tree pose for a few breaths to get centered. And I'm going to try and do some rises with my left leg, just to push my balance a little bit. So I'm going to lower my heel, get my center, and I'm going to grab my right foot with my right hand and my left knee just so I can center myself, and stretch out into hand to foot pose. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And I'm going to bend that knee and extend it backwards, and bring my other arm forward as a counterbalance into dancer. Then I'm going to bring that leg forward into crescent lunge, and hold this for a few breaths as well. And then I'm going to put my right arm down. I'm going to put that right on the ground. And I'm going to shimmy this left leg, my right leg outside of my right hand. Bend my left knee into lizard lunge. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And I'm just going to move my hips around to kind of stretch kind of every angle in your hip flexors. Then I'm going to bend that left knee and prop myself up my arms to grab it. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths as well. And I'm just going to release it slowly. Put my right leg back down and push up back into plank. From here, I'm just going to vinyasa through. And then we're going to repeat all that, but on the left side now. So I'm going to bring my hands to my feet, bring my left leg up, and then try to bring my hands as close as possible to this foot. If I want to try and balance, I'll try and grab that foot. And I'm going to bring my arms and torso up as I lower that leg into warrior 3. I'm going to stand up all the way into tree pose. Hold this for a few breaths and center myself once again. And once I feel nice and centered, I'm going to try and rise on that right leg. I'm going to lower that right heel, find my center, and once I feel good, bend my right leg and my left leg, grab my left foot with my left arm, and bring my left leg out. Going to bend that leg, rotate it to the back, and once I find my center, I'm going to go into dancer. I'm going to bring that left leg forward now into crescent lunge. Now I'm going to place my right arm down and go into a twist. I'm going to put that hand down, drop my knee, shimmy this leg outside of my left hand, and drop into lizard lunge. I'm going to once again just rotate my hips around to get all the angles. And then I'm going to prop myself up and grab my leg. And that's really nice for your quads. I'm going to release it slowly. Oh. And then go back into plank. And this time, instead of vinyasing through, I'm just going to go down, and then into cobra. And I'm just going to hold this for a few breaths before I go into some more back stuff. And I'm just going to release it into child's pose for just one breath. I'm basically going to flatten myself out on the mat with my stomach on the floor. And now I'm going to grab both feet with my hands and do goat pose. I'm trying to hold this for 5 breaths, but if you can't, that's okay. Just go down when needed. I'll release back into my stomach. And go back into child's pose and hold this one for a little bit longer. And I'm going to sit up and I'm going to bring my right leg forward. Nice kind of half lunge thing. And from there I'm going to slide into my splits. But if you can't do your splits, half splits is okay too. Up from there, into my splits. And I'm basically just going to forward fold over and hold this for about 30 seconds or about 5 breaths type thing. I'm going to swing my leg around to the front. Now, I'm going to lie my back bend my knees, roll my sleeves, and I'm going to go into boat pose, or bridge pose, sorry. I'm going to lower slowly. I'm going to roll back up and basically all the way in to child's pose once again. And now I'm going to sit up, go back into that half lunge, but on the left side, and I'm going to go into my left split this time. I'm going to swing my right leg around to the front now. I'm going to lie my back, with my knees, and this time I'm going to go into a wheel. However, if you cannot do a wheel, doing another bridge is cool too. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And once I feel comfortable, I'm going to lift my right leg up, and I'm going to try to keep that hip down. I'm not going to hold too long though. And then my left leg. Lower that. Hold for just one more breath. And then slowly lower down onto my shoulders, never your head, because that's never good. And normally, from there, I would go to my cool down, but I don't got time for that.